Okay, let's answer this question. Summative exercise, page 77. Alright, number 3. Differentiate with respect to x. So, bila you jumpa ayat ni, okay, dia tak bagi subjek, nampak tak? Dia bagi function je. Okay, for x bracket 2x minus 2x minus 1 power 5. So actually, okay, kita nak buat proses differentiation. So how to write? Okay, differentiation, always remember, differentiate, use letter D. Okay, differentiate this function. So what function? This function. Okay, with respect to x means dx. Why is it with respect to x? Because this function is in terms of x. So this is how you denote this question, right? This is how you write it. Okay, alright. Ni cara penulisan lah. Okay, if let's say nak bagi senang kerja kita lah. Okay, you just write what subject you want. Okay, if you write y here, okay, so now you can use this notation. Alright, now differentiate this function, right? And this function right now is y. So that's why, okay, we write dy. And then this function is in terms of x, so that's why dy by dx. Y in terms of x, so that's why dy by dx. Okay, so this is how you write the notation. Okay, okay, so for this question, dia tak bagi subjek, so saya nak letak letter y as the subject for both question A and B. So I nak guna notation dy by dx because now I'm using now the subject of the function is y. Okay, alright. So that's why if you have function, let's say if you have function u in terms of t, okay, now you can see your function is in terms of u and t. That's why when you differentiate this function, so how to write? You write du dt. Why du? The subject is u. Why dt? Okay, the function is in terms of t. Okay, that one is a basic. Alright, the basic of differentiation before you start. Okay, now let's see this question. Okay, this question, you need to use product rule. You cannot use power rule. Okay, you can only use power rule. You can see here you have 4x, the first term here, and then you have bracket power 5. If you have this type of function, this one you must use product rule. But if you have this type of question, you can see what's the difference here. This one you have 4x, but this one only 4. You have constant here. If you have constant here, you can always use this the power rule formula. Your function right now is y in terms of x. So I write dy by dx. Notation, the notation. Okay, so you can always use the formula, power rule formula, when you have a bracket with power more than 2. Okay, so what we need to do is multiply the index to the front. 5 times 4, 20. You can skip the step. You don't have to write 5 times 4. Waste time. Okay, so you just take 5 times 4, 20, and then copy whatever you have in the bracket there. Okay, and the index there, always decrease the index by 1. Always decrease the index by 1. 5 minus 1 become 4. You don't have to write 5 minus 1. Okay, kita nak cepat. Okay, alright, and then one more time. Okay, jangan lupa differentiate the function in the bracket. Okay, in the bracket right now you have 2x minus 1. Okay, the function in the bracket right now you have 2x minus 1. So you must differentiate this function. Okay, this one, okay, differentiation of 2x. Okay, I show it to you all the basic. Okay, 2x. Okay, actually here got power of 1 ah. So bila kita nak buat proses differentiation, always multiply the index to the front. 1 times 2, 2. Right, and then copy whatever variable you have here. You have x, and the index there, alright, always decrease by 1. So 1 minus 1 power of 0. So you can see right now, okay, x power of 0 is nothing. It's actually 1. Okay, so that's why 2 times 1 become 2. So you kena ingat lah, kalau you ada function 400x, let's say, if you differentiate this function, the result is 400. Okay, alright, so ingat ni. So if you have 7x, differentiation of 7x is 7 only. Okay, so differentiation of 2x, the result is 2. Okay, the result is 2. Okay, so here, alright. So here now, this one, 2. Okay, now you have negative 1 here. Differentiation of any constant. You have negative 1, right? Okay, it's 0. Why is it 0? Okay, so actually this one is x, this one, negative 1 times x power of 0. Because any base, power of 0 is 1, back to basic. So back to basic. So this one, okay, apa yang kita buat? Nak always multiply the, when you want to do differentiation, always multiply the index to the front. 0 times negative 1, result dia 0 dah. That's why here, when you differentiate negative 1, it is 0. You don't have to write 0 there. That's why you only have 2 there. Okay? I hope you understand. Okay? Right. So 20 times 2 become 40. Power of 4 done. So this function and this function is not the same. Right? For this function, you cannot use this formula. You cannot use power rule. For composite, this is a composite function. This is known as composite function. So for composite function, you can use power rule. But this is, this one is composite function. But when you want to solve this, you cannot use composite function. This is composite function. Okay, so you need to use product rule. Because this is actually 4x times the composite function here. Okay, alright, so let's use product rule to solve this question. Okay, let's answer this question. 3b, you must use product rule. So this is a formula of product rule. Actually here got times, but we understand here got times. So this is a formula, copy u, differentiate the function v, plus copy v, differentiate the function u. Okay, so sekarang saya nak pakai notation ini untuk differentiation of function v prime, and I want to use, okay, u prime for du dx. Copy v, differentiate u. Okay, so now let this function be u and this function be v. So the u function is 4x and the v function is 2x minus 1 power of 5. This is composite function. Okay, let's differentiate u. So I want to use u prime. Okay, differentiation of function with respect to x. I want to use notation u prime. Okay, differentiation of function v, I want to use v prime. Okay, so du dx here is 4, right? Ingat balik tadi saya kata kalau you ada if you have 2x, okay, so differentiation of 2x is 2. If you have 400x, differentiation of 400x is 400. If you have 7x, differentiation of 7x is 7. Okay, so differentiation of 4x is 4. Okay, so this one is composite function. So basic formula, okay, kena ingat selalu multiply the index to the front. Dekat sini ada 1 but we didn't write it. 5 times 1, 5. And then copy the function in the bracket there. Okay, always decrease the index by 1. Basic formula, 5 minus 1 is 4. And then don't forget, ni jangan lupa, differentiate the function in the bracket, 2x become 2. Okay, now you have this. Okay, so this is your V prime. Okay, let's use product rule formula. Okay, so since I make y as my subject, so I can use notation dy by dx. Okay, so formula memang kata copy U differentiate V, but since you have plus operation here, so dia tak ada effect. Okay, you nak start dari sini dulu ke atau dari sini, tak ada masalah, sama saja. Okay, you can always start. So for me, I always start from here. Why? Because nanti bila kita nak apply quotient rule formula, okay, we must start from here. We must start from V. Okay, so that's why, okay, for me, you better start from here. Okay, so you need to copy this and this. Okay, okay, so ingat cara how to copy. Copy constant dulu. You have 4, alright, and then copy the bracket there. Okay, then before you copy the next one, okay, we have, so we copy this already, V du dx, done. Okay, now next part, this one, U dv dx, so you need to copy this and this. Alright, so you need to copy, okay, this function and this function, right? Okay, so let's copy this function and this function. So you can see it is positive, so just write positive. Always copy the constant first. You have 10, you have 4, and then you have variable x. Okay, and then copy the bracket there. Okay, next simplify. Cuba let's simplify. Then 4, 40. Okay, sampai step sini, okay, kita nak buat proses factorization. So bila kita nak buat proses factorization, okay, so you can see you have 2 term here separated by plus operation. Okay, so you tengok dua-dua side tu. First you tengok constant. So 4 and 40 you can take out 4. Okay, so I guna okay, plus alright, and then next you tengok variable. Here you have variable, but here you don't have any variable, so you cannot take out x. Next, look at the bracket here. Okay, the one in the bracket, the function in the bracket is the same. Yang beza je dekat dia punya power tu saja. Here 4, here 5. So always take out the smaller power. So take out 2x minus 1 power of 4. Okay, next kita nak buat proses factorization. Okay, nak buat proses factorization, yang ni jangan tengok lagi, tengok sebelah ni, one by one. Okay, so this one you have 4 already here. Okay, and then this one, this bracket is power 5, but this one is power 4. How to make it power 5? You need one more bracket, because 2x minus 1 power of 4 times one more bracket power of 1, 4 plus 1 become 5. So that's why you have power of 5, right? So here you have power of 4, you need one more bracket, power of 1. Bracket with power of 1, you don't have to write power of 1. Here I write power of 1 because I want to show to you all how do I get 5 here. Okay, okay, next you have plus operation. Okay, next, ini dah selesai, this side dah selesai. So tengok yang ini pula. Okay, 4 times 10, right? You have 40. 10 times 4, 40. And then you have x here. Outside of the bracket, tak ada x, so you cannot, so you must write x here. And this bracket, you have here. So you don't have to write this bracket. Okay, done. So now, okay, kita salin ini dulu. Because this one got power of 4. Yang ni salin di hujung sekali. Okay, so ini jadi 12x minus 1 power 4. Okay, before you stop, check dulu. This one can factorize or not? Benda dalam bracket ni boleh factorize lagi tak? Kalau dia dah tak boleh factorize, meaning you can stop here. Okay, done. Okay.